In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 college basketball games happening on March 5th, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 8 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 4 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Maryland versus Michigan. On Wednesday, the Maryland Terrapins will face off against the Michigan Wolverines at Crisler Center. This marks the first time these Big Ten basketball rivals will meet this season. Historically, Michigan has had the upper hand in recent matchups, boasting a 7-3 straight-up record and a 7-3 record against the spread in their last 10 games against Maryland. Additionally, the over has hit in 6 of those 10 games, making for an interesting trend heading into this contest. Last season, these teams only played once, with Maryland securing a 7-point victory as 6-point favorites on their home court. This upcoming game carries significant weight for both squads. A win could help either team climb higher in the standings, while a loss might push them further down. That added stakes will undoubtedly ramp up the intensity. Both teams feature offenses ranked in the top 5 of the Big Ten, but Maryland has shown a slight edge defensively, which could spell trouble for a Michigan team that averages 14.3 turnovers per game. Maryland has also been solid on the road recently, going 4-1 straight up and against the spread in their last 5 away games. On the other hand, Michigan has struggled to cover at home with a 6-9 against the spread record, while Maryland has won and covered in their last 2 meetings with the Wolverines. As our first pick for this matchup, the Maryland Terrapins to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Michigan being favored at home seems reasonable, but there's a catch. The Wolverines haven't been able to win games by comfortable margins in recent weeks. Their inability to pull away has cost them in close contests, and that trend could continue here. Michigan does have a unique advantage with 2 key 7-footers, but Maryland's size and defensive strength should help them counter that. The Terrapins have the tools to compete with Michigan's interior presence, which could level the playing field. Both teams are known for their high-powered offenses, but Maryland's recent performances suggest they've hit a rough patch. In their last 2 games, the Terps scored just 55 and 68 points, shooting a combined 26.8% from 3-point range. That lack of efficiency has significantly limited their scoring potential. Michigan, meanwhile, tends to allow opponents to take plenty of threes, but they've been effective at limiting success from deep, holding teams to 31% shooting. If Maryland's shots aren't falling, they'll struggle to keep up, especially since Michigan doesn't give up many high-percentage looks near the basket and ranks 57th in opponent shooting percentage at the rim. Michigan's offense hasn't been firing on all cylinders either. They've scored 62 points against Michigan State, 49 against Nebraska, and 73 against Illinois. While they managed to put up 80 points against Rutgers, the Knights' defense is far less formidable than Maryland's. Neither team fouls much, ranking 14th and 17th in opponent free throw attempt rate, and both have struggled to generate offensive momentum, ranking 339th and 354th in that category. Given how both teams have cooled off offensively, the projected total of 155 points feels too high. While they typically play at a fast pace, recent trends suggest they'll fall short of that mark. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Florida versus Alabama. The Alabama Crimson Tide will face off against the Florida Gators in a highly anticipated Southeastern Conference showdown this Wednesday night at Coleman Coliseum. This matchup promises to be a thrilling contest between 2 powerhouse programs, each with their own motivations and stakes on the line. Florida comes into this game ranked 5th in the AP poll, and a victory here would significantly bolster their case for securing a coveted 1 seed in the upcoming NCAA tournament. On the other side, Alabama is looking to bounce back after a tough last-second loss to Tennessee in their previous outing. Returning home, the Crimson Tide are determined to get back on track and secure a crucial win. While the Gators won 2 of the 3 meetings between these teams last season, the series has been tightly contested overall, with both sides claiming 5 wins apiece in their last 10 matchups. This game could truly go either way, making it one of the most intriguing clashes of the season. From a situational standpoint, Alabama might have the edge in motivation following their heartbreaking loss to Tennessee. However, However, with so much at stake in terms of NCAA tournament seeding, it's hard to imagine either team lacking intensity in this top 10 showdown. That said, Alabama finds themselves in a tough spot, sandwiched between a grueling schedule that includes an upcoming marquee game against Auburn. Despite being at home, the Crimson Tide will need to bring their A game to overcome a Florida squad that has already proven its ability to win big games on the road in the Southeastern Conference, including a notable victory at Auburn earlier this month. Florida's resilience and talent make them a formidable opponent, even in a hostile environment. Florida's strength lies in their versatility, particularly in their backcourt. The trio of Will Richard, Walter Clayton Jr., and Elijah Martin gives the Gators a significant advantage, and their ability to stretch the floor and create open looks from beyond the arc could pose major problems for Alabama's defense. Florida should aim to push the pace and capitalize on transition opportunities, especially since Alabama doesn't typically force many live ball turnovers. Additionally, Alabama's struggles with ball security could play right into the hands of Florida's aggressive, experienced defense, which thrives on generating steals and disrupting opponents' rhythm. The Gators' ability to capitalize on these opportunities could be a key factor in this game. Another area where Florida holds a clear advantage is on the glass. The Gators rank 7th in offensive rebounding percentage, which could spell trouble for an Alabama team that sits at 161st in defensive rebounding rate. Florida's ability to crash the boards and create second chance points could be a major difference maker. While Alabama is no slouch when it comes to offensive rebounding themselves, they may struggle to dominate the interior against a Florida front court that boasts 3 7-footers. The Gators' size, length, and skill in the paint should allow them to hold their own on the glass while also creating mismatches on the offensive end. All things considered, Florida appears to be the more well-rounded team heading into this matchup. As our first pick for this matchup, the Florida Gators to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Both teams are known for playing at a breakneck pace, with Alabama ranking among the fastest teams in the country and Florida not far behind. This up-tempo style should lead to a high number of possessions, and given the offensive firepower on both sides, those possessions are likely to result in plenty of points. With 2 of the top 9 scoring teams in the nation squaring off, it's no surprise that the projected total for this game is set high. Last season, the 3 meetings between these teams averaged a combined 191 points per game, and this year's matchup has the potential to be just as explosive. Alabama's offense has remained potent even during their recent struggles, averaging 93 points over their last 5 games. They've scored over 90 points in 7 of their last 12 contests, including 4 games where they eclipsed the 100-point mark. According to Ken Palm, the Crimson Tide lead the nation in tempo and rank 3rd in adjusted offensive efficiency. Florida, meanwhile, ranks 76th in tempo and 4th in adjusted offense, setting the stage for a fast-paced, high-scoring affair. The Gators will also be facing the Southeastern Conference's worst defense, and they've shown they can take advantage, scoring 85 or more points in 5 of their last 8 games. With the overhitting in 7 of the last 10 meetings between these teams, this game has all the makings of a shootout. Strap in, because this one could be a wild ride and potentially one of the highest scoring games of the college basketball season. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Marquette versus Connecticut. The number 20 Marquette Golden Eagles are heading on the road to face the Connecticut Huskies in a crucial late-season conference showdown. Both teams are near the top of the Big East standings, making this a high-stakes matchup. Earlier this season, Connecticut secured an 8-point victory over Marquette on the Golden Eagles' home court. Marquette is coming off a solid 76-61 road win against Georgetown, where they covered the spread as 8.5-point favorites. Meanwhile, Connecticut recently defended their home court with a 75-63 victory over Providence, covering as 6.5-point favorites. This game promises to be a competitive battle as both teams look to solidify their positions heading into the postseason. Both Marquette and Connecticut have been strong this season, but they've had their share of ups and downs. Connecticut has been particularly dominant at home, boasting a 12-2 record on their own floor. Marquette, however, has had some struggles away from home, going 7-5 on the road and losing 3 of their last 4 games outside Milwaukee. Adding to Marquette's concerns, their leading scorer, Cam Jones, has been in a bit of a slump recently, with his scoring and shooting numbers dipping below his season averages. On the flip side, Connecticut's solo ball has been on fire from beyond the arc, providing a significant significant boost for the Huskies. This contrast in recent form could play a key role in the outcome of this game. For Connecticut, this game carries extra weight as their NCAA tournament hopes aren't entirely secure. Currently projected as an 8th seed, the Huskies need a strong finish to lock in their at-large bid. A loss in their final 2 home games, coupled with a poor showing in the Big East tournament, could jeopardize their tournament chances. While a win against Seton Hall in their final game wouldn't make a huge difference, a victory over Marquette could solidify their resume. Connecticut already has a win over Marquette this season, thanks in large part to Solo Ball's 25-point performance, including 7 3-pointers. Marquette, meanwhile, might be looking ahead to their regular season finale against number 6 St. John's, which could distract them from the task at hand. With Connecticut's top 3 scorers, McNeely, Ball, and Caravan, all healthy and ready to go, the Huskies have the firepower to make this a tough game for Marquette. As our first pick for this matchup, the Connecticut Huskies to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. If Connecticut is going to pull off the win, it likely won't be because of their defense. Statistically, their defense is the weakest unit in this matchup, ranking 109th in defensive efficiency. Marquette's offense, led by Cam Jones, who is averaging over 18 points and 6 assists per game, will be a tough challenge for the Huskies. Connecticut's best chance to compete is to outscore Marquette, something they did successfully in their previous meeting when Solo Ball caught fire from deep. Both teams have shown they can put up points, with Marquette recently scoring 82 against Providence and Connecticut dropping 93 on Georgetown. This game is shaping up to be a fast-paced, high-scoring affair, which should make for an exciting watch. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Tennessee versus Ole Miss. On Wednesday, the Tennessee Volunteers will face off against the Ole Miss Rebels at the Sandy and John Black Pavilion. This marks the first meeting of the season between these two Southeastern Conference basketball rivals. Historically, Tennessee has had the upper hand, boasting a 9-1 straight-up record and a 6-4 record against the spread in their last 10 matchups with Mississippi. Additionally, the under has hit in 8 of those 10 games, suggesting a trend toward lower-scoring contests. Tennessee has been on a roll during the latter part of their Southeastern Conference campaign, with their last loss to an unranked opponent coming on the road against Vanderbilt back in mid-January. This season, the Vols have been solid against the spread, going 16-13. On the other hand, Ole Miss has struggled in this regard, posting a 7-9 record against the spread in Southeastern Conference play and a 5-9-1 record when playing at home. Tennessee's defense has been a standout feature of their game, as demonstrated in their recent performance against Alabama. They've been able to stifle even the best teams in college basketball, holding opponents to an effective field goal percentage of just 43.8%, which is the best mark in Division I. Teams are averaging only 21.2 made field goals per game against the Vols, while shooting a mere 27.9% from beyond the arc. In contrast, Ole Miss allows 23.8 made field goals per game and 7.8 made three-pointers per game, with opponents shooting 32.4% from deep. Tennessee also excels at limiting free throw opportunities, giving up just 11.7 made free throws per game compared to Ole Miss, which allows 15.6. Ole Miss has been strong at home this season, winning 12 of their 15 games at the Sandy and John Black Pavilion. With a roster full of experienced seniors, the Rebels will undoubtedly be fired up for this matchup, especially with a top 5 team like Tennessee coming to town on senior night. The atmosphere is sure to be electric. However, Tennessee's consistency makes them a tough team to bet against, even in small favorite roles. They've been battle-tested, have proven themselves in high-pressure situations, and arguably possess the best defense in college basketball. The Vols rank 7th in scoring defense, 1st in field goal percentage defense, and 2nd in three-point percentage defense. Ole Miss, meanwhile, has struggled when facing tougher competition, going 0-4 straight up and against the spread in their last 4 games as an underdog. As our first pick for this matchup, the Tennessee Volunteers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The over has hit in 4 of Ole Miss' last 5 games and in 6 of their last 8. I expect the Rebels, who play at a faster tempo, to push the pace at home, leading to some high-energy back-and-forth scoring. If Pettila can maintain his hot streak, bettors should prepare for a higher scoring game, as the senior guard is a key catalyst for the Mississippi offense. Ole Miss ranks 21st in near proximity percentage, 37th in three-point percentage, and 44th in free throw attempt rate compared to the average opponent, according to Haslametrics. strengths. While Tennessee tends to play at a slower pace, they've scored between 77 and 81 points in 3 of their last 4 games. The Vols are riding a wave of momentum after their thrilling buzzer-beater win against Alabama last Saturday, and they'll be looking to carry that energy into the final stretch of the regular season. Ole Miss has shown vulnerability on the perimeter defensively, and I expect Tennessee to exploit that weakness. The Volunteers shot 38% from three-point range in their last game and an impressive 48% against Texas Agricultural and Mechanical 2 games prior. Additionally, Mississippi has a tendency to commit fouls, ranking 211th in average opponent free throw attempt rate. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.